What's poppin', y'all? I didn't think I would ever have to end up defending N3on, but in this scenario, he ran into a situation where I don't even know how to begin to describe it. And it was with this girl, woman, I don't know how old she is, but she gave one of these snarky responses. I'm gonna play you guys the clip first.
Hello, how you doing today? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Emerald.
Hi.
Emerald.
Emerald.
Just call me Em.
M.
Yes.
I am.
What's your name?
N3on.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's horrifying.
Real quick, Emerald. I'm doing a little after party.
Okay.
I would love for you to come.
Why?
Because you're very beautiful.
We gotta go.
I love being objectified.
Come on, let's go.
Wait, what did I do wrong?
Wait, what happened?
Objectified? Wait, what the did I do? Hold on. Wait. It's always the fat friend, bro.
Okay, so off bat, she probably just thought that this guy. I don't think she knew who N3on was, to be fair, and she's like pretty open about it. But most people are open in this type of environment. And then she sees the camera, and I think she's like, "Oh, whoa!" This is also another thing that's a little bit odd about cameramen, because back in the day, quote unquote, just a couple of years ago, cameramen were not a thing. IRL streamers were walking around with their own camera and like a selfie stick or something like that. So you knew if you were being put on stream. Now it's kind of like someone's talking to you and then you're like, oh, whoa, there's the camera. And then you got to go into not camera mode, but, well, she messed up the camera mode. But when he tells her, oh, yeah, because you're beautiful, I think N3on's got a girl or something like that. And then this reaction is where I was like, yo, what? This is crazy. And N3on makes like a funny comment where it's like, oh man, it's always the fat friend. Well, she reacted the way she reacted before her friend even came into the picture. But this individual cannot be reasoned with, cannot be dealt with, anything like that, because she would follow up and start all of this off. Keep in mind, like the fact that she reacted how she reacted, it's like, okay, whatever. That's a very odd reaction. It's weird. It's weird. I don't care. Listen, if you're like, no, he should have said like, oh, yo, like, I like your vibe. So he should have lied, right? Okay, like, got it. But she says, and she starts this off by saying, chat, get his ass. And this is, oh boy, this was the beginning of the end for her. Because you guys are familiar with how toxic N3on's fan base was. Like N3on, I made a video about this like maybe 2 years ago or so. I said N3on was the worst streamer ever, especially at that point in time. He has reformed since then and made a lot of attempts to become better and has been trying, actually. Well, back then, oh man, dude, this guy's audience, they were worse than like when Aiden Ross weaponized his audience. So she didn't know what she was getting into. And what happens? Oh man. What happened was she went on to say the next day, hey, getting many threats of life-ending circumstances from N3on's fan base. So unfortunately, I won't be going to the con today. It was nice meeting everyone. I got a chance to meet, but it's not worth going back. Love you guys. So isn't it funny how this chick immediately goes to playing the victim in this scenario after she couldn't handle the pressure that N3on's audience applied. And you can see the reactions. So she was replying to every single person that replied under her tweet where she told them to get them. And somebody said, you're so whack. All he did was ask a question. She's like, cry more, LMAO. So she's putting on that tough talk. This is typical white chick stuff. It's unbelievable. And this is why we will not feel bad for this lady at all. And then, yeah, someone says, by all means, I don't mess with N3on, but you could have just said no and walked off. Isn't he a grown man? My bad. Thought grown men could handle being corrected. Didn't know I had to baby the guy. Like, what is she talking about corrected? This is the problem with what she did, because N3on has done that. Like, for example, like N3on's like, oh, you should come because you're beautiful. It's also like, why does he have to explain why she should come? And then people that are saying, oh, like, all he likes her for is, like, her appearance. Dog, that's all he knows about her. He's trying to invite a ton of people to a party. So what do you think he should do? Should he spend 25 minutes with each individual and learning where they came from and where they were born and what their interests are and what they stream about before inviting them? So pretending to care when he doesn't, and like that's what the party is for. He can meet and learn more about these people at the party. So him getting people based on their appearance, especially chicks, that's the most normal thing ever in the history of the world. So you get some serious gaslighting here, and then this works 9 out of 10 times. And by works, I mean they're like, oh, maybe I'll see, or I'm not interested, because he's done it. He on the stream, he's done this. And then the one time you get a chick like this, like complete and utter Karen. So is he wrong and being corrected, or is she wrong if 9 out of 10, probably 90% plus, of chicks have no problem with that? They're just like, oh yeah, appreciate the compliment. Or they're like, I'm not really interested. No, he's not wrong. You are wrong. You are the one that lives in a completely different world. And then some other girl tweeted and said, had such a demoralizing interaction with an IRL streamer last night. He seemed genuinely interested in talking to me and seemed so sweet. And I asked about his stream and hyped him up. When I tried to look at his chat, he panicked and went, don't look. Later, I went to his stream, and he was just going up to any girl, and they were rating if they would F her or not. It's just cruel and pathetic. No, I didn't see how I was rated. I just hate wasting any time giving someone positivity while being mocked. Watch out, girls. I don't know if this is also an issue, is female streamers among any other demo. I'm talking about like female YouTubers, female TikTokers, female Instagram influencers, especially female like Twitter users, writers, like that are popular on Twitter. They are beyond coddled, because what happens is the majority of female streamers, they will, especially if they don't play games, because if they played games, they would have developed a tough skin, because let's not mince words here. Playing games, especially competitive games, as a chick, it's tough. It's brutal. You're getting roasted without even people are saying like, nah, it's because you suck and that's why they're letting it fly regardless. Like you just get into the selection or like the team speak or whatever, not the actual application, but wherever the voice chat is, and they're flinging insults. That's just how it is. So they would have developed that. But certain chicks that are just like streaming for the vibe, what happens is they develop a community of dudes that will not say anything critical, will not make fun of them. They coddle them. And then anyone that may make a joke or anything like that, the moderators will eliminate them. So it is the ultimate safe space. Meanwhile, like guys' streams, those guys are getting clowned by their big... The people that are clowning them most are the people that love them most. Like you see like academics, like the people that are making all those McDonald's jokes, which haven't been occurring for quite a while, since he's lost a significant amount of weight. But people that made fun of him the most, Chipmunk, all that other stuff, especially in his chat and in his comment section, they're his biggest fans. And they actually like him the most. And they're probably the ones that defend him the most whenever something bad happens. So that's a completely different... And I think the interaction may have been authentic, but the guy's audience is just dudes. And they're not dudes. They're not the same dudes that are in that girl's chat. And if they were the same dudes in that girl's chat, they would have gotten banned. So they probably just behave a different way if they are in her chat. And I think there's a lack of understanding there. But it also depends on the streamer. Like, I don't know who the streamer is. So if the streamer is fostering an environment where they're like, yo, what y'all think? Can I crack that? Then he's fostering that environment. But I do think that's something that would happen regardless. Like, that's one of the things that dudes say. And then that chick that's trying to play victim says, and you wonder why women don't love having a camera shoved in their face. This issue is not rare. This is after her situation with N3on. And this is also another thing. I'm pretty sure when you go into TwitchCon, you sign a waiver and a form, and she was in the venue. She was in the venue, a convention center, where it says, hey, I understand that I'm being recorded, I will be filmed, etc. So you always assume you're on camera. But even in the surrounding area, like the downtown San Diego area near the, what is that area called? Damn, I'm not going to try to remember it. Oh, Gas Lamp? I think that's what it's called. In that surrounding area near the convention center, TwitchCon is going on. There's a bunch of streamers. People are live. You're on. You got to be on constantly. and you have to assume that you're being recorded. So her trying to play victim, and then keep in mind, again, she adds and says, by the way, shocked I even have to say this, but I said get his app because of the way he treated my best friend who had nothing to do with our original interaction. F that guy. No one insults my best friend like that and just gets away with it. He didn't insult her best friend when he was with her, but here it is. And then she just couldn't handle it. And another individual, because this tweet got some traction, and I do not want, like, there are good-hearted, charitable people that try to understand where others are coming from, and there are certain people you cannot give that to. You cannot, because they're unreasonable, they are spiteful, they are snide, and they are snobby, which this chick is. And she said, and this individual said, for the men not getting what he did wrong, 1, singling a woman out purely because they're attracted to her is objectifying. You know, the propagation of the species is objectifying. We're all objectifiers then. All right, how about that? And what? What after that? He could have said, I really like your vibe. So lie. What the hell is her vibe? Like, is she moving in a certain way? He just interacted with her. Or, I'm inviting as many people as I can. That's a lie, because you can invite as many people as you can. And then it would be like, oh, you're just inviting anyone then? Or, you seem really friendly and fun. Yeah, he could have done that. And to be fair, I'm just being a little bit too charitable, man. But to be fair to this individual, that is, honestly, that would, like I said, 9 out of 10 times, the whole, like what N3on was doing, it would never, not never, 9 out of 10 times, it would not result in the reaction that he got from this chick. Maybe, honestly, maybe 95 or 98 out of 100 times, it wouldn't result in this. But the one time that it does, it does. But that doesn't mean N3on's wrong. However, the whole you seem really friendly and fun, that would probably never result in a reaction like this. But really, like, we're going over a negligible percentage. Like, the people that react like that girl did they're freaks. And by freaks, I mean, it's like a carnival, right? Like, you see a bearded lady, that's a freak. You don't see that often, or you don't see that ever. Didn't imply he only cared about her body. 2, fat shaming and harassing her. I just see terms like this, and I just turn my brain off. Like, you cannot be charitable to these people. They will not do it for you. They will gaslight you, and they will tell you that everything is normal, is wrong, and you need to readjust to their point of view. It's just a battle that's happening at that point. And you either exit the battle, or what N3on did, and N3on didn't even weaponize his audience against this chick. And they still cooked her, and now she's trying to play victim. And this is white chick behavior, man. They're the only ones that I see that behave like this. And it's the entitlement. You know, some of my friends are WWK. We won't get into what that is. I don't know if I completely subscribe to WWK. I know, but I'll give you guys a little bit of a story that happened to me over this summer. So I was on a flight and sat down on the flight. Sitting next to me on this flight was white lady, and she was French. Sorry, like from France. And I got my headphones on. I got the Sony WH-MX3s, I believe. I don't got them MX5s. Those like really thin, the thin thing over the head. I don't like that. It needs to be uniform. It needs to be thicker. Pause on that. So I'm listening. We're about to take off, and I was trying to catch up on something that was going on. It was a really, really big. No, it was actually Diddy-related stuff. Yeah. So I think that was the day that the verdict was going to happen for Diddy's case. So I'm listening to like academics report on it, and y'all know academics is screaming. So I'm listening to it, and I know the audio's not high. I try to be very, very, very overly courteous and cognizant of people and things around me. So I know it's not like very high volume, but you know academics is screaming off the henny. And then this lady taps me, and she's like, hey, she doesn't have headphones on or anything. We're like about to, we haven't even took off yet, by the way. So still like just on the tarp. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's really loud. And I look at her. And the way that she said it, the fact that she said it, and I just stared at her. And I said, what? She's like, yeah, I can hear that coming out of your headphones. I was like, okay. And she's like, are you going to turn that off? And I said, no. And I said, if you have a problem, call the flight attendant. Because I know I'm not wrong. I know 100% I'm not wrong. Anyway, on the other side of the aisle, there's 2 or 3 people, which I think are her friends. Now, what happens after that is her friends are like waving. I see them from my peripheral view. They're waving. White French ladies as well. Probably between the ages of 25 to 38. And I look over at them and they're like, hey, like, are you, like, that really loud noise? I'm like, this is, I don't even have anything, like, look at this that's playing right now. Like, what are you talking about? I know I'm not being rude. I know I'm not being loud. Like, I'm never that way. And then they're like, oh, okay. I just didn't know. So I take off my headphones and I start listening. And there's some dude in front of me and to the right, like ahead, like in the next row in front. And this guy's he's playing the loud stuff that I can hear. I can hear it. And I was like, oh, like they're coming at me. Now, the lady next to me, she knew what she was doing. But I'm like, yo, the fact that you ain't got headphones and this guy's playing music and you're trying to come for me, it's like, hell nah. That's a you problem. And if you cater to an individual like this that's being unreasonable, then you encourage them to continue to be unreasonable. Now, this is a delicate balance because there are some people that are just playing music from like they're walking around with a speaker in the train playing music. And you're like, dude, I put some headphones on. Not everybody needs to hear what you're playing. But if you're on a flight, you've got headphones on, you know this lady's like trying to play you, like trying to son you. Some French lady? Man, I wish I would. And that's the scenario that's happening with this chick. Like, she's just trying to gaslight this guy. And she's trying to play victim afterwards. That's the worst part, is when they try to play victim afterwards. Because that's what I said. I said, yo, call the flight attendant. If she called the flight attendant, she knew the flight attendant would be on my side and I did nothing wrong. That's why she just had to sit there and deal with it. And besides, like, once we took off, I couldn't even listen to the rest of the Diddy verdict. I had to catch it once I landed. But yeah, N3on did nothing wrong here. This lady invited it. And keep in mind, what she did is wrong. It's a bannable offense. Because they also talk about, like, off-platform behavior. And they talk about weaponizing your audience and sending them to other people. So that's what she did here. So she also did something that's a bannable offense. They're going to let her slide, of course. And I don't think she should be banned. Regardless of how much of a Karen I think she is. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Am I tripping? No, don't tell me if I'm tripping. I know I'm right. What the hell? What are we talking about here? Would you want this lady at your party? You could tell her how much of a great vibe she was. And she can educate you and teach you and reply to every single tweet underneath you as well. Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.